if you can believe it. 127-19, Jonathan. Your thoughts?
Well, it certainly shows some progress on the issue. I mean, it's historic. We've never had in 40 years an actual vote on the floor for the Speaker of the House. We've seen opportunities before. We've seen efforts that have come short of this, where people didn't even actually follow through with their nomination. So to see the will of the people be represented on this issue, to feel like there was more of a voice, and to have those votes on record, and for people to know that in coming races and coming legislatures, this is going to continue to be an issue, and the people are going to continue to demand that their elected representatives speak for them.
Was it just our imagination, but it appeared from our observations that whenever nomination speeches were being given on behalf of Scott Turner, the gallery was applauding and quite pleased. However, the nominations for Mr. Strauss seemed to be emanating from the membership. Was that just our pedestrian, inaccurate observation, or did you see the same thing, Jonathan Saenz?
We were in the gallery, and that is exactly what happened. And so there was a strong amount of support and vocal support for Scott Turner from the gallery.
Well, then Scott Sanford was correct when he said the people are speaking this time, and maybe for the first time in a long time, perhaps they're being heard, and the people in the gallery were letting them know who they were with.
I do think that's fair to say, and I think that's important. It's an important reminder. You know, I was involved in litigation when I was with Liberty Institute, where we made sure that the constitutional rights of Texans were protected on this issue of the Speaker of the House. Before that, you didn't even have people speaking on it. They were afraid that they were going to be sued by the state. So that issue has been opened wide open now, and I think that you're going to see more embracing of that, and elected officials coming to learn that this is an issue that's going to happen every session. And so, but it was interesting to be in the gallery. At one point, actually, the Secretary of State had to ask people to quiet down because the vocal support for Scott Turner from the gallery, from the people, as you said, was very loud.
Okay, we're talking with Jonathan Saenz of txvalues.org, also txvaluesaction.org. Yesterday was a big day. I can't let you go, Jonathan. Like we were saying before the camera was rolling, usually about this time on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, you're talking to me on the radio anyway. I've got to get an update. Your team was in the audience, was in the courtroom yesterday when those oral arguments were given in the Fifth Circuit, dealing with Federal Judge Orlando Garcia, basically eliminating all the marriage laws, nullifying all the marriage laws in Texas. Give us a report. No decision's been made, but you were there for the oral arguments. How did it sound to you?
Well, let me first of all say, the Attorney General's Office of Texas, represented by Solicitor General Jonathan Mitchell, did a fantastic job arguing this case. And it shouldn't be a surprise. Jonathan Mitchell clerked on the U.S. Supreme Court for Justice Scalia, has argued before the U.S. Supreme Court, so we had one of the finest lawyers defending our marriage laws in the state, and he did a fantastic job, was the best lawyer by far of any of the lawyers for either side that argued. And it's, you know, it should be no surprise though, this is not a hard issue. It's very simple. Our Texas law does not conflict with Supreme Court precedent. That's very clear. As a matter of fact, the Supreme Court has ruled in 1972 that there is no constitutional right to same-sex marriage. That issue's already been brought up, it's been challenged, and it's been failed. And so in addition to that, we know that across the state, people have spoken very strongly that marriage is between one man and one woman, and that is the democratic process. So what we saw in the courtroom was that you had a few people that have a chance to make this decision, but when the democratic process has played itself out, millions of people have been a part of this decision, and that's where it should be. And so Texas has decided this issue and settled it before, but you know what? If we need to have another vote and settle this argument again, we're ready to do that.
Dave Welch, Jared Woodfield, Kelly Shackelford, and of course you, Jonathan Saenz, have formed sort of a rapid response SWAT team when it comes to our religious liberty being under attack. Do you have an update for us on the Plano case?
Well, you know, I still remain concerned about our opportunity to put that issue on the ballot in Plano. Really, the Plano City Council got ahead of us with the timing. They, you know, without anyone knowing, it was voted on and pushed, so the timing, we're behind. To say that is where we are right now in Plano. We need as much attention on the issue in Plano as possible. Time is running out, and this is a place where we should be able to get it done. We should be able to get enough signatures. So at PlanoEqualRights.com is the website where people can get the information, find out where to sign, find out where to turn in signatures. You know, time is slipping away. People need to act now.
PlanoEqualRights.com. And Jonathan, are you seeing the same response from the citizens up there in Plano that we've seen in San Antonio and Houston, where you have this diversity of demographic and population, diversity in denomination and faiths coming together, outraged at the tyrannical movements of the Plano City Council.
There's no question that this issue in the city of Plano, pushed by the Plano City Council, has united people of all different faiths, of all different colors, of all different ethnicities. You know, it was interesting to see State Representative Matt Shaheen, a man who talked about his diversity of background and what he brought to the table as a state representative, testifying about this and talking about his skin color and his ethnicity and how that was different from some people in Plano, but how that united him with so many people. And here he is, a state representative representing the people in that area. You saw numerous women, you saw African Americans, you saw Hispanics, you saw Latinos like me, clearly advocating that this council vote should have gone a different way. And so, but what we continue to see needing help with is people to get signatures on this issue. So the people are united. There hasn't been as much media attention, so a lot of people still don't know about it. But if there's one place that an ordinance like this can be put on the ballot and the people can succeed in the name of religious liberty, it's Plano. But the time now is to act.
Got to get on board, folks. Got to move. Got to get moving. Plano, that's the battleground right now. Jonathan, thanks a lot, man. You and your team are here. Appreciate what you guys are doing. And as always, we'll stay in touch. You need Raging Elephants Radio's help, you got my phone number.
Appreciate what you do. No surprise that you're here today.
No surprise. Thanks, man. Love you. All right.
Thanks, guys.